Hi, it's Graham here at Crashtron, and today I'm going to take you through a feature called Process External Meetings. Now this is a requirement for things like guest join access for Zoom and WebEx. So what it means, a third party can go and send an invite to your meeting. So to do this, you have to allow, there's a small Exchange PowerShell command you need to run to allow this. Let's take a look at this here. So in my blog post here, I've told you how to do this, and we'll just look here. So there's one command called Process External Meetings, Messages, and True. Now this allows, say, the Zoom portal or your WebEx portal, or even someone outside your organization to send it this meeting invite. Some reference here as well, and I'll share this link in the description below. But it allows someone external to process, or it tells the mailbox for the room to process external meetings. However, now not everyone likes this access, shall we say. Let me just show you what it looks like. So in my test tenant, I have told it to allow external meeting process requests. So I'll use this one for example, and here's my MTR. You can see the home screen there is waiting. So what we'll do now is we'll do that new meeting invite. So let's create a new Teams meeting. We'll call it test 1, and we will invite the meeting room that is associated with this image below, and we'll make a Teams meeting. And we'll hit send. Now this is coming from a different tenant. This is my Microsoft MVP tenant, sending it to my test tenant, so my Flex Teams Room 2. This is a different tenant, so it's going cross-domain. And we'll hit send now, and we'll wait a few seconds and watch this appear. The system will automatically default and accept this. That's the rule I've set. It's my test tenant. It's allowing processing external meetings. So whether it's a standard Teams meeting or it is that WebEx or Zoom, it allows it to be sent to it. So here we have the invite now. It's been accepted because it's processed it externally. And if I try and join this meeting, we'll see that I will be placed in the lobby. So we know it's an external meeting. So that invite's coming in externally, and I'm now trying to join the meeting, and I'm put in that guest tenant's lobby, or that host. There's proof of a external meeting request being processed, but I still obviously have to go through the other security policies that are in place in terms of lobby. So that's it simply on how I do a meeting. Now, you may want to secure this. You may have a sister company, a parent company that has a different domain name. So how do I secure this down? So you may not want to open, allow process meetings for everyone. So what do? We simply jump into our 365 tenant Exchange admin. So if I just jump back here, I can go into my Exchange admin center. So you can see the details here, and I can go to the Exchange admin center. So I've got this open here ready. What I can do now is create a message rule. I simply just go to add. I want to create a new rule. This is now going to ask me a few things. So for example, so here's my pop-up, and let's give it a name, and let's say allow from MVP tenant. So this is now going to allow from my domain name, and apply this rule if the sender is located and they're outside the organization. So great, so we've got that set up, they're outside, and do one of the following. Again, reject it. So if someone does send it and they're outside the tenant, let's tell them. And let's say only authorized users can book meeting rooms. We want to add an exception because we want to put the domain in. So we'll look at the domain option. The sender's domain is. And in here we'll put my personal domain in. So now we have that in. So it's going to, if the sender is outside the organization, it will reject the message, except if it's from my tenant. Again, you can do certain hours when you want this, but I'm going to just leave it as simple as that. So now, when I send, so I've got another tenant that I will send from. Let's just save that rule now. Rule is saved, it's in place. And again, you can play around with the priority levels if you've got many rules. And obviously you need to do this one for each domain. It keeps it nice and clean then. So if you stop working with a partner organization, you can easily just remove that one rule. So that's now in place. Now let's just jump to my other tenant. This is my test tenant here at Contoso. And now let's try and create a meeting invite from Contoso. So we'll do a new event. And we'll call this test 2. So we know this is the second one. And I want to invite someone external. And there we go. And I want to make this a Teams meeting. And click send. our mailbox now. And look, we have a message back from Postmaster saying the custom mail flow created by an admin has blocked your message. Only authorized users can book meeting rooms. So it's told the external participant, you can't book a meeting room. Now let's just jump back to the tenant that I have put in the allow rule for. So I'll jump back here to my MVP tenant, and let's create now test number 3. Just so we keep it all separate, we can understand the differences. So this is now test 3. And again, let's just invite my meeting room, my MTR that we see just there. And let's just make it a little bit later and make that a Teams meeting. And let's hit send. So now we've got 2 meetings lined up. The first one was the one when it was all open. And now the second one is this one that I put in a block rule. But only this domain is allowed to send invites to this meeting room. One thing we can also do in the rule is apply it for certain devices. So the recipient is a certain user. So again, you can really lock it down. So if you want just only certain rooms you want externally booked, you can lock it down here, and we just hit save. What we can also do is lock it down to just a calendaring type as well. Conditions here, we can add a property type. So under the message header includes these, and in the property type, we can put calendaring. So one of the settings for securing this is obviously we can make sure it's a calendaring type. So again, any emails will just get ignored. But if it's a calendar invite and it's outside from this domain, then it is authorized. So we hit calendaring and we hit OK. And then this now says, right, so a message that is for the end user, Flex Teams Remote 2. It comes from outside the organization and it has calendaring as a message type in the header. Then it will process it for this domain, graham-walsh.com. So that will allow this rule now to come through, and we just simply hit save. And as you can see, I've now got my invite here, test number 3, which is the one we created for that rule, where it just said any user. But now let's create number 4, just to show that now it's certainly locked down just to calendaring invites. So we'll invite the room, make that a Teams meeting, and we'll hit send. So we should see test number 4 pop up here in a second. And here we have just the mail flow rules and processes. So in this website, again, I'll put the link in the description. It tells you all the different property types. So again, you can really narrow it down based on the, what you want to set it to. So here's an example. The message type is calendaring. And there we have test number 4. So now that's processed that rule, even though it said only calendar invites. As you can see, it has now popped up on the screen. There you go. There's a quick little tip on how to secure that process external meeting requests for your Microsoft Teams rooms. Any questions? Let me know in the comments below.